Today's horoscope from Astrocademy. Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Scorpio, November 1, 2023. Of all the zodiac signs, you are one of the luckiest of all. This is because Jupiter is your celestial ruler. Also, by referencing each zodiac sign's planetary ruler, we can better understand exactly how they approach sex, love, and intimacy. Jupiter is a jovial planet that encourages us to surpass our boundaries and grow to our greatest capacity. That's why, in love and sex, you refuse to be limited and hunger for great depth and exploration. Channel this energy today. You also have innate luck when looking for someone new, too. Try to handle it all. Get ready to multitask a plethora of commitments and arrangements when the moon enters your opposite sign. The lunar energy will heighten the frenzy of trying to handle your partnerships, obligations, and contracts. There might be times when you may feel like a chicken running around with its head cut off because of how much you have to handle. But this lunation could also help you feel more confident about your ability to be an efficient multitasker while maintaining a cheerful attitude at work. It is just before leaving your work sector and wrapping up the weekend's eclipsing full moon that the moon will spend its final hours at a friendly aspect to Pluto, for the first time since his direct turn in your income sector. With the breaks off, this allows the tail end of the wave this has created to give income potential a nudge, just as Venus, the planet of money, is working to make the most of her last full week in your career sector. The planet's positions bring you back to what you were curious about a couple months back. It may have to do with a person you are intrigued by. Whatever your heart feels, keep your body in tune by regular exercise and drinking plenty of water. You can't follow your heart if your body isn't ready to move. Rest will help balance your digestive and excretory systems, and that in turn will keep your energy pure for when you need it most. If the last few days have tended to sap your morale a bit, this is going to change a lot in the hours coming up. Indeed, the vibrations of the day will be beneficial, and things will advance positively except in your professional life, where you will meet with some difficulties. Don't give up and keep working with vigor, and very soon this new, positive outlook on life will bear fruit. You should have confidence in yourself and dare undertaking new projects both in your personal and professional life. As is the case with every full moon and especially a lunar eclipse, there are many sides and facets, and nothing is ever one-dimensional. On the one hand, the moon is not only still in your work sector but connecting with Venus and Pluto to energize things and to create some real momentum across the income, work, and career fronts. On the other hand, competition from the other side of life's fence is putting how well you know when to keep your work hat on and when to take it off to the test, something that brings a timely reminder to work smarter and to have boundaries. In between the moon's departure from your romantic sector yesterday and its return to your relationship sector tomorrow, there is a chance to hold on to the spirit of romance before turning your focus onto your relationships. Because this is a monthly event, intuitively you sense that your relationships can wait, but also that when the time comes, you can give them your full attention. Our eyes in the sky. Before leaving an intuitive and imaginative part of your chart today, the moon will spend its final hours at a friendly aspect to Pluto in your financial sector, as it does with each monthly visit. The difference is that this is their first encounter since Pluto turned direct, and as he will be leaving again in January, this will give you an intuitive sense that the tide has turned, as well as a chance to look to the future with confidence. It is just as the moon is wrapping up the weekend's eclipsing full moon in your career sector with a friendly aspect to Pluto in your work sector that Venus, in her last full week in your income sector, moves into a friendly aspect to Uranus on the career front. This wraps up an important few days across the income, work, and career fronts, but with things continuing to evolve as Venus not only works to make her final days as lucrative as possible but to leave you with something that you can commit to. It is just before leaving your work sector and wrapping up the weekend's eclipsing full moon that the moon will spend its final hours at a friendly aspect to Pluto, for the first time since his direct turn in your income sector. With the brakes off, this allows the tail end of the wave this has created to give income potential a nudge, just as Venus, the planet of money, is working to make the most of her last full week in your career sector. A tendency to push yourself forward creates an adverse impression with the people you meet. Even if it's not intentional, your attitude disrupts any potential for things to run smoothly. Try to restrain yourself. Otherwise, you're unlikely to impress anyone, since your boastful manner makes you seem conceited and unapproachable. As you cannot know what the future holds and things can change quickly, prepare to be flexible, also in financial matters. You might suffer unpleasant consequences if you make a big investment or acquisition now. If you're given this advice, remain skeptical and take some time to consider, as the information might not be the best. The moon moves from Taurus to Gemini today. This lunar switch allows us to discuss the events that unfolded during the lunar eclipse. If the eclipse energy is making a situation cause emotional hurt of some kind, it's important to let out any pent-up emotions while discussing it with friends. The more you hold things in, the harder it will be to release the energy and move past it. It is halfway between the Sun's departure from your work sector last week and Venus' return next week, that the Moon makes a well-timed return to your income sector. As well as returning to ensure your nose for money is sharp in the heart of the working week, and as you prepare to move into the new month, this is a chance to get a sense of where the money is before Venus, the planet of money, returns to steer work and job matters in a lucrative direction. It's hard to bring your feelings under control calmly and rationally. If you don't, you make decisions you later come to regret. Conversely, if you're normally a calm person, who keeps their feelings to themselves, it is easier for you to show them, enabling you to create clarity, to deepen and improve on any personal relationships in which you're involved. If you plan to make some financial transactions, wait a little and think things over at your leisure. There are some obstacles in the way that prevent the matter being handled as smoothly as you imagined. Even though you'd like to buy something, far better to wait if you want a favorable outcome. Be careful with your health and avoid pushing yourself too far. Circumstances sometimes result in greater difficulties arising than you might expect, and for this reason you need to save and ration your energy. Take a step back, don't get unduly stressed. Being too ambitious doesn't help you achieve your goal.